Hey church, Pastor Andrew here. I just wanted to add a little further explanation about why we have transitioned into a new translation of the Christian Standard Bible. So there's kind of two ways of thinking regarding biblical translation into the English in which we have. You have the formal equivalency and a dynamic equivalency. A formal equivalency is a more word-for-word translation from the historical documents in the original languages of Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. An example of a formal equivalency translation would be the ESV, the English Standard Version. I've preached from this, taught from this. This has been my favorite for so many years. But the thing about a formal equivalency is because it's word for word, the readability of it can get a little clunky at times. You've got reliability in regards to word for word, but readability is somewhat compromised. On the other side of the spectrum, you have a dynamic equivalency, and that's your NIV version. Incredible, great version of the Bible. Many of you have grown up on it, continue to read it and have it. That's fantastic. And it's a dynamic equivalent and more of a thought-for-thought translation. Because of a word-for-word translation can get kind of clunky in its readability, it smoothed out the readability by being more dynamic. The CSB translators came together and they made an optimal equivalency. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to stay as true as they possibly could to the word-for-word translation from the original Greek and Hebrew and Aramaic, but at the times in which the language or sentence structure got a little clunky and it was hard to read, they went with more of a dynamic equivalency. And so we have decided to transition over to a new translation in order to make it easier for you to read your Bible, get into your Bible, but also have the reliability that the words that you're getting for the majority of the translation is consistent with the original language of the Hebrew and the Greek and the Aramaic. And so if you haven't gotten yourself a CSB, I highly encourage you to go ahead and get one. If you got YouVersion's already got that on their app as well. And so just wanted to take a second, just give a little bit of more of a formal explanation about why we have transitioned from the NIV and the ESV to the CSB translation.